Simpson Bowles Commission Senator. I have my own position because I was worried about Social Security and Medicare, offered my own proposal. We didn't get one at all. But Social Security right now is so modest. What we're talking about, an average of $17,536 a year, and about $2,000 less for women. So modest, barely making it. And Medicare right now, there are 57 million Americans, older Americans, and 8 million people with disabilities that rely on it. And I agree totally with our ranking member that what we ought to do if we come up with a fiscal answer is to ask the wealthiest Americans to pay a bit more, not to cut. What we call entitlement, really? Social Security, people pay every single paycheck to get that money when they retire, and to call it an entitlement is just absolutely wrong. So I want to ask you, my friend John Yarmuth, our former chair of this committee, what is your view on how we deal with those issues that affect everyday Americans in the deepest sense, and what do you think that we should do?
Well, I certainly don't have all the answers, but I think, again, as a Congress, we, in my 16 years here, we spent virtually no time actually analyzing the way government operates, the services that we provide, the funding mechanisms. I was on the Oversight Committee my first term in Congress. We never did oversight on any one program. We were busy investigating, and I had a ball doing it. I loved it, but investigating the Bush administration. And then, of course, we had the financial crisis in 2008, and we spent a lot of time on that. But this Congress does not do nearly enough to analyze the activities that we do. And I think, we all complain about taxes. I know a lot of people resist raising taxes, but we have one of the lowest tax burdens as a federal government than any developed country in the world. It's politically, we don't like doing that. We have a complicated problem because we have some states that have very heavy tax burdens, some that have none. So that adds to the total impact on our citizens. But by and large, again, the $33 trillion that we are in debt is investments we made in the people. And the people rely on those investments. They rely on Social Security, as you said. 2/3 of the people on Social Security who get Social Security, that represents more than half their income.
You may want to double check your mailbox because lawmakers have just confirmed that new tax rebate payments are being mistaken for junk mail by many households. You might accidentally miss out on receiving this extra stimulus check. My dear friends, please make sure that you watch until the end of this video for more information regarding this. Also, do stay tuned because I'll be announcing the winners of yesterday's Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter these weekly giveaway, friends, all you need to do is click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, dearest friends, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways. According to Go Banking Rates, you might want to look over your junk mail before tossing it in the trash. Minnesota income tax rebate checks are being mailed from Submittable Holdings, which may confuse people looking for a check from the Minnesota Department of Revenue. Minnesota Department of Revenue spokesperson Ryan Brown told reporters, "The checks are legitimate. Submittable is a form, building, and funds distribution software company that the state has partnered with to help distribute the 2021 one-time rebate payments. The state of Minnesota is also working with U.S. Bank to distribute these payments." Minnesota income tax rebate checks are being mailed from Submittable Holdings, which could confuse people who are looking for a check from the Minnesota Department of Revenue. Minnesota Department of Revenue spokesperson Ryan Brown told reporters, "The checks are legitimate. Submittable is a form building and funds distribution software company that the state has partnered with to help distribute the 2021 one-time rebate payments. The state is also working with U.S. Bank to distribute the payments." Ryan Brown added that the Department of Revenue is using a third party because the department is in the middle of property tax refund season and does not have the resources to issue both payments without risking interruption to property tax refunds. According to officials, payments to eligible Minnesota residents will consist of $520 for married couples who filed a joint return in 2021 with adjusted gross income of $150,000 or less. It will also send $260 for all other individuals and another $260 for each dependent. That is up to 3 dependents for a maximum rebate of $1,300 per family. Direct deposits will go out first, followed by checks in the mail. Recipients who chose direct deposit on their 2021 taxes or updated their banking information with the department earlier this summer should have received their payments already. Paper checks are being mailed through the end of this year. The department expects to send out nearly 2.1 million rebate payments by the end of the year, propelled by rising rents and a shortage of affordable housing. Eviction filings are skyrocketing across the country, leaving many Americans scrambling to cover costs and try to find a new place or face a risk of homelessness. The rental crisis was already bad before the crisis began in 2020. Roughly 7.6 million Americans face eviction each year from 2007 to 2016. Fast forward to today, and eviction filings are more than 50% higher than the pre-crisis average in multiple U.S. cities. Eviction Lab researchers are tracking eviction filings in 34 cities across 10 states, and the data provides a grim snapshot of the risks facing a growing number of American renters right now. According to the Eviction Lab tracker, more than 86,000 households have been evicted just in the last month, and that number jumps to just over 1 million over the last 12 months. While high housing prices means home ownership is no longer a possibility for many Americans, experts point to a rise in rent that is pushing once affordable rentals out of reach for many American tenants and leading landlords to file for eviction. The National Low-Income Housing Coalition notes that a full-time worker would need to earn $28.58 an hour on average to afford a modest 2-bedroom rental, which is far higher than the national minimum wage of $7.25. So this puts low-income Americans at major risk of losing out on housing and facing homelessness. While monthly rent growth is slowly cooling ahead of winter months, more low-income workers are rent-burdened as they struggle with wages that are not keeping pace with inflation, and no more crisis programs to help them keep afloat. During the crisis, the government introduced emergency rental assistance programs that prevented eviction filings from spiraling out of control, as many Americans had lost their jobs and faced reduced working hours, leaving them unable to afford their monthly rent. Just earlier this year, President Biden proposed a new budget to lower housing costs, expand supply, improve access to affordable rental options, and increase efforts to end homelessness and prevent housing discrimination. But with the government narrowly avoiding a shutdown and Congress in disarray after Representative Kevin McCarthy was ousted as Speaker, the Biden administration is facing an uphill battle to move forward with any legislation in the Republican-controlled House. That is the end of my daily stimulus update video for today. My dear friends, thank you very much for being part of this community. To say thank you and to show my appreciation, every Friday I will be announcing new winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter the weekly giveaway, friends, All you need to do is click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The winners of yesterday's giveaway is S. Smith and Miss Moses. Congratulations, my dearest friends. To claim your gift cards, please check your notifications page and send me a message. Or, dearest friends, you could message me on my Facebook page. Thank you and have a wonderful and very blessed weekend.